Hello everyone, welcome back. Now we will start drawing this shape by using the third method, polar coordinate. Now maybe some of the students they have in their mind, how do we know which method we have to use? Recall again according to the given information. Now looking at this line, look at in this line, what do we have? We have length and we have something angle. So I can use angle, but this angle, can this angle to be directly used? I don't know, and we cannot directly use those angles unless we are sure that this is the angle we have to use it. But since this angle is provided, so I have angle and length. For this one, we'll come to it, angle, length. So we will check the line to see which information is given, then we're going to use that method. Don't worry, we will have a lot of examples that I'm going to combine all of the methods. Why? Because I need you to know that not always we're going to use one method to draw the shape. I mean, this is just practicing and bringing you familiar with the methods. Later we will combine all of them. We will combine all of the methods together, and we will tell you that you start somewhere, then you will check the line and you will see what you have, then accordingly you're going to use the methods to draw that line. But this is still preparing you for the methods. So all of the line here, we're going to draw them by using polar coordinate system. Polar coordinate system. Remind you, polar coordinate system, how we tell AutoCAD, we're going to use we're going to type length. We're going to give length, then we're going to use the symbol for the angle, the symbol, then we're going to give the angle to AutoCAD. This is how we're giving information to AutoCAD for polar coordinate system. We start with we give length first, then we use this symbol, then we give angle. And angle we know positive, negative according to the direction. So let's see how we draw this one. First, let's set up the limits 0, 0, 300, 170. We don't have any coordinate. I can use different I can use different methods to manage this one. Let's have it somewhere like this. Let's say I'm deleting this one here. Remember, delete is just a review. I use the selection look. I simply click here, left click, release the click. I'm holding it. Just simply move the mouse to cut all of them, and another click, it will select all of them, and here simply press delete. It's going to delete everything. Now let's set up the limits. In order to limits coordinate, first 0, 0, the other one is 300, 170, then Z enter, A enter. Now the limit has been set up to the screen. I can start drawing the shape we have it. Now where do you start? Now here we learn for more information. Where do you start? There's no coordinate. First we activate line, because those are line, yes, the black are lines. We're gonna draw a line. Where to start? I don't have any coordinate, so this is an information. If you don't have coordinate, you can start anywhere. Freely you can start anywhere. What does it mean? You have to click. Remember please, if there is a coordinate on the system, do not click. In a previous example you saw that we had coordinate. Even for starting point we were typing the coordinate. But here, I don't have any coordinate. Yes, I don't have any coordinate. So where to start? Anywhere in the screen. Let's say we start with this point here. Look, we want to start with this point here. I'm just simply clicking. That's it. One click. Repeating again. I activate line. I have to start somewhere. Yes. Remember, starting point, you have to give it to AutoCAD. Do not directly type add. Because you have to provide a starting point. Where do you want to start? Anyway, since there is no coordinate here on the screen, so it's not bounding me to the coordinate, I can start anywhere. Click somewhere. Look, click, then we will try to draw this line. Now, in order to draw this line, I have the length, yes, 70. have the length at 70. But before going, let's just imagine. Look, where do I start? From this point, yes, and I'm going up. So let me just come to the here to explain this one. So where do I click? I click at this point. Imagine, this is important because you have to know where are you. I'm at this point and we want to draw this line. Yes, we want to draw this line. This is what we want to draw. So which case do we have here? I mean, let's not go for the cases. Let's see, we need to find two things: length and angle. Now length is clear, we have a 70, no problem. What about angle? Now we said that starting point is here. This is the starting point. I have to imagine this is the x-axis positive. Yes, this is the x-axis positive. So which angle I needed? Whether this angle or this angle. This angle is given to me, but this is not what I have to directly use. Imagine, this is not the angle I have to use. Why? Because I am here. This angle I needed. Well, we know it from geometry that this is, if this is 50, this is 50 as well. Yes, this is 50. So sometimes even randomly, like by chance, the student just type 50 there, it come out correct. Yeah, because why? The angle that I have to use it is this angle, and it is 50 directly. This 50 will be used. Why? Because it's equal to this one. And the direction of this one is what? It's counterclockwise, so it is positive 50. So now I have the length is 70 and the angle positive 50. Let's come to AutoCAD. So line, I click somewhere, and then we'll type at the length is 70. Then we're gonna use that symbol. I suppose that it's somewhere with the shift, and you have to see it on the keyboard. You have to use that one. And look, if you use that symbol, like I used the symbol smaller, you see it on the screen. There is an angle appearing there. Now the angle, it's 50. You're not gonna write the angle degree, just 50 is enough, just 50. Hit enter. Okay, it drew the line for me the way it is. So I press escape. Why? Because I have to explain line by line. We want to draw this line. Where are we? Now we are at this point here. And we want to draw this line. This time. Now what is the angle for this line? I mean, imagine the x-axis positive. Yes, x-axis also there. Yes, this is x-axis as well. I mean, the angle will be 0. Yes, why? Because the line is directly on the x-axis positive, so the angle is 0. This is clear because the line is on the x-axis positive. I mean, on the x-axis, so the angle is 0. I mean, look, if I want to find the angle between this x-axis and the line, it's 0, and the length is 50. So I'm gonna come back to AutoCAD. We're gonna use at 50. We're gonna write it like this: at, sorry, let's type it, it's easier, at 50 for the, and then this symbol 0 for the angle. Why? Because the line that we have it is directly on the x-axis positive, so it is, the angle will be 0. So we're gonna go back to AutoCAD. Then, sorry, you have to continue, but I'm always cutting it and come back so that I will explain to you. Now line, we simply click on this one here. Then we're gonna type at 50 is the length, angle sign 0, and it's gonna draw that line for us. Then you don't need to press escape. You directly can continue, but for me I have to explain for you step by step to see how we're doing it. Now, where are we? We are at this point. So we are now at this point, and we want to draw this line. Wow. To draw this line, I have to know the length. I have the length 130. Now the angle. We cannot use this 120 directly. Remember why? Because we need to draw the horizontal x-axis. This is the starting point. This is the horizontal x-axis. This is the horizontal x-axis. Now we need to find one of the angle that measured from this x-axis. Now, can I find this angle here? Can I find this angle? Yes, we can, because in the straight line, the total angle is 180. If this is 120, so this will be 60. Now, can I use this 60 angle? Yes. Why? Because it measured from the x-axis toward the line, and it's clockwise, which will be negative. So this angle is negative. Remember, we need angle from the x-axis positive toward the line. I mean, where is the starting point? This is the starting point. This is the starting point, and this is the positive x-axis. We need this angle. We need this angle to draw this line, and this angle is measured in a clockwise, so we need minus 60 here. Can I use this angle here? Yes, I can use it. It will be 180 plus 120, so 180 plus 120, which is going to be 300. I can use that one as well. Why? Look at this angle, measured from x-axis till reach to the line, which will be 300. Yes, 300. I can use 300 as well, but the 300 is positive. I'm going to use both of them now to teach you that it's not just one angle I can use it. No, this 300 also can be used, but the 120 cannot be used. The 120 cannot be used directly. Look, the two angle that I'm finding it, both of them start from the positive x-axis till we'll come back to the line. I mean, this is the starting point. So I can use 300, I can use minus 60 with the 130, the length. Both of them, it's possible. Let's go back to AutoCAD. Let's say we were where we be at this point. We're gonna draw this line here. So shift at first the length 130. Now the angle. I can use minus 60. Look, it's gonna draw the line for me. Control Z. I'm repeating it at 130 the length. I can use even 300, but for 300 I will use positive. 300, it will still draw the same line. Why? Because AutoCAD is measuring the angle from this point, from this, look like the dashed line, you can see it on the board, the dashed line, whether clockwise or counterclockwise, in order to draw the line. Let's go for this line. So now where are we? We are at this point here, Look, imagine, always you have to know the starting point. It's very important to know the starting point. So which line we have to draw? We have to draw this line. Now, please look at this one. I drew some cases for you, 4 cases. Which case is this? Look, which case is this? Let me just show it to you. Like, this is the line. The line is this way, and this is the starting point. Let me just show you the cases. I need you to have these cases with you. Look, this is this case, yes? Exactly, this is this case, we have it here, isn't it? The starting point, and this is the end point. So you have to find this angle or this angle. So that's why I drew those 4 cases for you. So always one of those 4 cases will happen. Look, this line here, we were here, yes? We were here and we drew this line. Which case was it? It will be this case. Look, we use minus 60 or 300. So one of those 4 cases will happen. I need you to, while drawing them, just look at this one. Okay, which case is it? Okay, now I am at this point here. I'm at this point. Even if you don't know the cases, if you understand how those angle things work, you'll be able to find the angle easily. The length we have at 120. Then the second thing, we'll go for the angle. First, at the starting point, we're gonna imagine an x-axis positive x-axis. Then, from there, whether I have to have this angle or this angle. Which of them I can find it, I will go for that one. Which angle I can find it, I'll go for that one. Well, how can we find this angle? This is basically geometry, and since we call ourselves engineer, that's the difference between us and other people. Since we are engineer, so we'll be able to measure this angle easily. Now, how do we measure this angle? Let's say I'm going to measure this angle easily for myself. In between them, this is 20, so I have this small part. I need to measure this part, yes? Measure this part. Now, is this equal to 120? Why? Because there is a horizontal line, there's a horizontal line here. I mean, we call them Z angle, yes? This angle is equal to this angle here, isn't it? This is what we call them, or we call them in a Z angle. This equal to this angle. We know this one in geometry. So this is 120. I mean, this part up to here, it's 120, and there's 20 more, so the total angle became 140. The total angle from here till here became 140. Why? Because up to here is 120. This one, it's equal to this angle 120, and I have a small part here 120 more, so it will be 140 the angle. That's enough, yes? I mean, this angle can be used to draw the line, and it is counterclockwise positive 140. Well, we're going to use that. The length is 120, the angle is 140 positive. So we're going to go back to AutoCAD. We were here at this point. Then we're going to use at the length 120, the symbol for the angle, then 140 for the angle. Hit enter. It's going to draw the line for me. Well, you can see the last line. Yes, do I have length? No. Do I have angle? No. So how can I draw this one? It's easy. Why? Because I know the last point will be here. Yes, I know the last point will be here. So since we know object snap is on, if I just simply come close to this point, it's going to give me the square, green square. I can simply click here. Look, I drew this line without having information. Why? Because I know that it is connection of 2 points, yes? I mean, imagine that you want to draw a line between those 2 points. You don't need any information. You already have it. You remember in the first time I told you what? I told you that the 2 point, if I know where is exactly the 2 point, I can draw a line, yes? This is the first point. Imagine this is the first point and this is the second point. Or this is the first point, this is the second point. Make sure that object snap is on. If it is off, if you cannot see the green symbols, do not click, because you will not end up exactly the same point. So make sure that the object snap is on, then you can see the green. You can click here, then another click. This is drawing a line. I mean, this is called first method, yes? 2 point. But I didn't use coordinate, I just clicked them. Look, we draw this shape starting from here. Now, I recommend you to start from this point. Make this one your start point. Draw the same shape, but this is the start point. Remember, everything is going to change. All the angle is going to change. Why? Because if this is a starting point, I'm just going to tell you one of the things. In order to draw this line, we need this angle. Because for this line, we need this angle. We have to find this angle. How much is this angle? I mean, you're an engineer, yes? You know geometry, you can find this angle. You came to this point, and you want to draw this one. You're going to draw this line. This will be the angle you're going to use it. I mean, this will be the angle you have to use it. You come to this point, you're going to draw this line. At this point, you're going to draw this line. This is the angle you're going to need it. Okay, it's clear that this is the x-axis positive, because you are at this point, and this is the angle you need, 180. You came to this point, and you're going to draw this line. You need whether this angle or this angle here. So 50 plus 180, or 180 minus 50. So you realize that starting away, the way that you're drawing the shape, it's going to change the angles. The lengths are still the same, but the angles are going to change. Remember this, please. So I need you, when you're practicing this one, don't practice the way that I taught you. But I need you also practice in reverse, starting from here. Please start from here, not here. Do not start from here. Start with this point and go like this. To see if you be able to draw the same. If you be able to draw it, look. If you be able to draw the same shape with this direction, it means that you understood the third method, which is polar coordinate system. I'm not going to show it to you because I need you to practice with this one in this direction to see how we'll be able to do it. Thanks for listening.